Alright, so anyways, so that's kind of the redesigned Helm. They also added like a little extra pocket here, kind of redesigned this area. So you get a massive, massive glove box. Massive everything, that's hence the name of the Max. So it's in there, but you also have side access in here to that same panel, but I think this has been slightly redesigned. If you look at some pictures of the 2021s, I think this is maybe a little bit thinner and a little bit less a puffy look. I don't know if they just changed the way that things fold and when they're stitched, but things do look a little bit different. I guess it's personal taste, really. Doesn't really bother me either way. So another thing with 2021s is they've got gator step on top of this. This is kind of like a piano black plastic. I think it's see-through. No, it's just black plastic. I always thought it was kind of see-through, but it's actually not. It's got like this etched in Moomba. Let's see. You can barely make that out. There you go. See this etched in kind of Moomba logo on there. This has been covered up for 2021. You get this kind of a focus. You get gator step basically on top of here. They also added like a little pad right here, and the reason being is I guess when people, and I've done it too, when you toss your keys in here, you can sometimes bump that little angle, and it, you know, can, I think I've got a little nick somewhere on there. I don't know, it's maybe disappeared over time, but you do get like a little pad right there now. The tower, I love the tower on these boats. They're cable assisted, so you know, just basically one person can do these. Actually, I've never even lowered my tower ever. Part of the reason why I got a massive garage enclosed storage area, so I don't even have to deal with the tower. But I have lowered these towers at the dealership before, but they're basically to unlock it, you just twist this like you see, you know, twist, unlock this way, and lock it this way, and it's all counterbalanced and everything, so one person can lower this thing down. When I was looking at an Axis A22 at the time, you could not do that with one person, and it had like speakers and stuff, and it took pretty much two people because of the way the Axis has got like this frame that comes over the side frame, and it has to like lay real close to the seats. Speaking of seats, that's another thing that has changed on the boats. I can't remember if they changed them last year or possibly the year before, but I did get a flip-up bolster. Sorry, the camera strap's in the way. I got a flip-up bolster option on mine because I think it's a necessary thing to have. I think the new ones can now like swivel differently, which these also swivel, so I don't really know. I don't know, mine swivels until it hits right there. But I like these. I personally like these seats, the 2018 and 2019. Maybe they did new seats last year, I believe. But I like these seats because the newer seats kind of remind me of my Yamaha, with this kind of like a mushroom curve shape, and it's a much lower back. And one of the things I hated about my Yamaha was it had a low back on it, or kind of a mid to low back. And I love these because it's a tall back seat, and you can see you've got plenty of side access to get in here. You know, a lot of times when I'm driving, I've got one foot here on the support, and I may have one foot kind of kicked out here to the side, just kind of chilling, you know, and driving. So I personally like this access, this seat better. You can see the blue piping option I did to kind of tie in with my blue on the outside. Like I said, I didn't want to go too gaudy, but I did want to bring a little bit of color in there. And I think the piping looks great. It is a nice little touch that you don't really notice until you kind of get in the boat. Alright, so under here, I've got boards and stuff under here, which is another thing to show you. The deep storage is completely communicating. It goes all the way back, all the way forward. Also on this side, I've got boards down in here. I've also got the Weight Makers 540 pound bag that are in there, also in there, and the Weight Makers. It's debatable which bag we have. If you're ever on the forums, you'll know what I'm talking about. These are either 1,200 pound bags or they're 1,345 pound bags. It's really hard to find out what they really are. I'm going to just say I've probably got the 1,200 pound bags just because I think a 1,345 pound bag, I think I've seen one of those. And I want to say when filled, they're just about to here, just about 6 or 7 inches kind of below the edge up here. And with the, come on. With the 1200s, I want to say, if I had to guess, they would fill to about right here, so maybe about 14 to 16 inches from the top, versus to say, I think a 1345 maybe comes to about right here. So I don't even know if the bends would even work. I don't even think the bends even work on the 1200s, depending on what year max. I think some years the bends got a little bit shallower. You had an option to get some side storage bins, which we would never use because I use all the storage, even with the 1200s filled. Like I said, I've got, go over here, I've got these balls in here, right? And I keep these in here, and these are huge. These balls can inflate to, I don't know, maybe 18 inches, something like that. And when they're filled, my balls are just about right there. They're just under this lip right here. Actually, I think they come over a little. And so yeah, if I had side storage trays, I would not be able to keep the balls in there, and that would not be good because I use those things all the time. They are awesome. I highly recommend anybody who's getting any kind of boat, I don't care what it is, go with the balls over those traditional fenders, because those don't offer but what, like 8 inches? You know, let's see, yeah. Those fenders, don't go with those. Been there, done that. And you know, so yeah, the 540s, when they're filled, I've got pictures online, but they basically fill in. Let me get this out of the way. They basically fill up this entire thing. This is deep. This is super deep down here. Let's see. Now you can see down in here a little bit. So there's the weight maker's bag, and I've got a video for how to install these. If you're interested, you can just go check on my channel. You'll see. Oh, one other thing, probably the most important thing, which now all 2021 Moombas come stock with 4,000 pounds of ballast. And my boat came stock with 3,000 pounds of ballast. Sorry, I just walked on my cushions right there. My boat came with 3,000 pounds. And really, this big ass boat, he'd need more weight. I think they realized that after a couple of years, and people were, you know, adding a lot of weight, like myself with the weight maker's kit. So now you get standard 1,000 pound bags, standard 1,000 pound bags, and then you get a 500 pound bag under here and a 500 pound bag under here. And then of course there's the 1,000 pound bag that runs along from about, I'd say about from here all the way forward. So, but one thing you do lose is you lose a bit of storage, because the 2021s, just to kind of show you, actually let me get this out of here. See, I can fit 2 boards in here. I've got a nub step and then this massive Big Easy under here, but you lose a lot of the storage space, because what they did was right under this, I don't know if we can, let's see, I'm gonna get my exposure. You see that little hump right here, this little hump that goes from in between the rear storage and the midship. There's like a hump right here, and that's actually what you drill through when you do the weight maker's kit. That hump is kind of all the way, so it's basically from that surface all the way to the front to here, and basically takes, you know, you lose a bit of depth. This is a really deep storage, so yes, you get more weight, but you kind of lose a little bit of storage. You know, it may not be a big deal to some people. I personally, you know, like I said, I've got the 540s in there, and they fill up most of the storage area. So when we're surfing, when we're ready to surf, get to fill up ballast, those boards come out, they go up in here. You'll see that I did not option this boat with racks because they have surf pockets in the bimini. So I put the boards up there. But you do get subfloor ballast, 500 pound bags. It was optional in 2020, now it's standard. And what is optional now is G6, which was optional back in the day. 2018, 2019 with G6 ballast, which is what I have, which is 6 pumps. So, you know, a little bit different, but it is good. They now come standard with 4,000 pounds of ballast, because I got kind of bummed whenever I'd see people post videos of the Max and it's just got this small wave and a stock 3,000 pound ballast on this boat. It's just not enough to sink it. You got to sink it, and even, you know, sinking it with 4,500 to 4,700 pounds does not even get the rubber rail anywhere near the waterline. Is such a tall boat. So just want to throw it out there. New Max comes with 4,000 pounds standard. You get G3 ballast or optional G6 ballast. So yeah, just want to throw it out there. I don't know why I forgot that. It's probably one of the bigger things you need to know about for 2021. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the main differences. I think the handles and stuff like that are still the same for 2021. I've heard a rumor that those would change, but I've seen pictures and it doesn't look like they've changed. Maybe they're an option, but they haven't changed. It would be nice if they were kind of like a billet handle instead of this rounded kind of stainless look, but it's not bad, you know. But yeah, that's my Moomba Max, and you know, I might be able to show a little bit of the fabric. Well, it's hard. There we go. You can kind of make it out right there. Well, it's hard to focus. It's kind of like this. There we go. That's actually a really good area to see. This kind of a cross-hatched diagonal line crossing. I don't know what to call it, but it's a really nice looking fabric. Feels good. Feels nice and high quality. I think all this stuff comes from Supra, from previous year's Supra, so it should be nice, right? The gray, I will warn you, if you're looking at these boats, this is a light graphite. This thing gets hot as hell. I originally was going to spec this boat with some darker colors, and I had the guys on the forums kind of talk me out of it, and I'm glad they did, because man, this light graphite gets hot as hell. I've got a buddy of mine who's getting a 2021 built, and I tried to tell him to it's gonna get hot, and he said, oh, that's okay, I want to go for the look, I'll use towels. And I said, okie dokie, man. Speaking of where I got mine from, if you ever want to get a great deal and some great people, Skiers Marine right there. They've got dealerships in Alabama and in Georgia, and if you're in Alabama, go to the Westover store, and I bought my boat from Greg. AJ is there as well, great guy. Both of them are great guys. Tell them I sent you. It helps me out, and you may even get, you know, a little bit extra deal or something on there. But you know, definitely tell them I gave you a little referral and see what happens. You know, you never know. But yeah, oh yeah, down here, if you never know on these boats, this is, you see that hole down in there, and that is where my drain plug goes. I keep my drain plug right here when I'm not using the boat, and before I leave my storage, I prepare my boat all the way up. So I just go to a ramp and I'm ready to go. I already have that drain plug installed down in there. I keep my rear drain plug in the boat. I never even remove it. I don't see a reason to. Oh, one huge thing let me mention on the 2021s. Let me put this over down. 2021s, one of the best things they could have ever done. I don't know if this came from suggestions on the forums, because I asked on the forum, or actually on the owners group, the Facebook Super Moomba owners group. Right here, you can't get this damn tray out on a 2018 to 2020 Moomba Max easily without bending in the size and just all this crap, and you just have to go through a ton of stuff to try to get this thing out. What they did for 2021, they chopped all of this out right here, which is what I'm going to be doing in the winter. I'm chopping down this little line right here on top of there, and the reason being is that way you can just slide this tray, slide it all the way out, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt. If you ever want to check your oil or something, what I actually end up doing is pry this open the side hatch door, and then check my oil that way, because the oil dipstick and everything on the Raptor motors over there. And yeah, that's going to be huge for anybody that's got a 2021. And if you've got a 2018 to 2020, trim the top of this It's just the side parts, not the back, but just the side parts. Just trim the top. And what that will allow you to do is slide that whole thing out. And that's what they should have done from the get-go. I think they realized that. And that's, but yeah, this is how Moomba Max is. I'm hoping that maybe when my buddy gets his 2021, I can kind of give you an updated video on the 2021 so you can kind of see the differences yourself. I'm sure that they'll have some pictures and stuff out there pretty soon. The Moomba website has not been updated yet with the latest boat builder. But yeah, this is the 2019 Moomba Max. And yeah, sorry if you know, on my channel, if you guys are subscribed or are new to my channel, I'm sorry. The past couple of videos with me surfing have been kind of like these, they look kind of rushed videos on what I normally do. And that's because, I got a new GoPro Hero 8, and I did not realize that the resolutions I want to shoot at, which is 2.7K or 4K, require you to have Windows 10, and I have Windows 8. So I have to use kind of the GoPro app to kind of get my videos out there, and I'm sorry for that. I do apologize. I know they're kind of, well, they're not really my style. They're not bad. They're just not really my style, I could say. And so yeah, there's my old truck, and this is a 40-foot storage that would keep the boat in, and it is dark in here because the lights just went out. So anyways, figured I'd give you guys kind of a run around of the boat and catch you guys next time. Hope you're enjoying the videos, and yeah, stay safe out there.